Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in today's one we have got the week 4 challenges guide for season 6, featuring challenges like the shooting gallery locations, the secret banner for this week, and even like the ring the doorbells one and more. That is right guys, I'm going to be showing you tips, tricks, and of course secrets for every single challenge this week to help you get done with this week's challenges as fast as possible in the easiest way possible so that you can get back into the game playing it for fun with your newly unlocked items. And when I say like tips and secrets, we're going to be going through like a bunch of tricks for different ones, and of course showing you the locations for all of the stuff that you need to find. So yeah, on top of that guys, be sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed today's video. Always helps me out so much and encourages me to make more of these guides every single week. On top of that, be sure to comment what tier you guys are at currently. For me, I'm at tier 63, so I'm making my way there, but I did purchase the boost at the beginning. But yeah, I'm curious to see where you guys are at as well. Now without further ado here, let's first jump into it with the challenges for this week, because as always, we go through them a day early, and big thanks to PohiFL and Cobra's BR Leaks on Twitter for finding these and getting us the info on those challenges. But we technically have 8 of them, because of course we got to go through the secret banner on top of the 7 challenges, and this week it is a banner, it's not a star. It's been switching back and forth, but after that then getting into the challenges themselves for this week. But first of all, you have eliminate opponents at runes, then shoot targets at different shooting galleries. I'll show you all of the locations for those that you need, followed by use a porta-fort or porta-fortress 5 times, dance at different location stages. Those aren't too tough, nothing too crazy there. Then ring doorbells with enemies inside. This is an interesting one for week 4, but I'll show you the best way to do it. And then you've got open ammo boxes at different locations, show you the fastest trick to get that done, followed by land in different location stages. So overall, some very interesting ones this week, but let's go ahead and jump right on into it with the first challenge I want to go over, and open ammo boxes at different locations. Now this one might require you, I think it was around 7, maybe 5, depends on what number officially shows up, and you may be thinking that's pretty easy, but there's a fast way to do it, and the first of which is to do it with one of the other challenges that is coming up, the land at different location stages. If you do both of these at the same time and you land at a location, you're working on that challenge, then you can find an ammo box and work on this challenge as well. However, if you want to go to the locations that are the most close together so that you can get multiple in one game, I can definitely recommend doing something like Junciton to Haunted Hills to Pleasant Park. Those are probably the most close of all of the locations, and then you can make your way to like Leaky Lake, Tilted Towers, stuff like that. But you can also do something like Risky Reels to Wailing Woods to Tomato Temple to Lazy Links, or actually maybe do it the other way and grab an ATK and go about doing that. Those are the ones I would recommend. Also like Retail to Dusty to Salty is pretty good, but overall you could get that one done pretty quick. Moving on to another one here though, you have the ring doorbells of a house with an opponent inside of it, which definitely seems like a pretty interesting challenge, and one that can be tough, but I'll show you an easy way to get it done. Now specifically for this challenge, most houses generally have these doorbells. It's not all of them, but like as you can see here in Retail Row, the nice houses, the finished houses are the ones that have them, especially if they have Halloween decorations in front of them, they're bound to have a doorbell. But if it's like a broken house, like these ones that I'm showing you right here, they generally do not have doorbells. So go for those more finished ones. And also, as you probably already saw, all you have to do to ring the doorbell is simply go up to it. It's on the right side of the door. You use whatever use button you have and it'll ring the doorbell. It's pretty cool. So with that being said, obviously you're going to want to go to the locations that have the most houses. So I'm talking about Retail Row, Salty Springs, Greasy Grove, and Pleasant Park. On top of that, Paradise Palms probably works as well, but probably not Tilted Towers. So mainly go to those locations and do it in the game mode solo. That's probably the best game mode to do it in, because people are going to be spread out a ton and more people will be going during this challenge. So basically once you get into game, you want to go to the closest locations of those ones that I mentioned, and as soon as you notice one, just jump out of the bus and go down towards it, but try and pull your glider a little bit earlier than everybody else so that you glide in later and you can see exactly which houses players are going to, because once those players go inside of the houses, you can simply sneak up to the outside of the house near the door, ring the doorbell outside of it, which should be like right here, at least how it seems to work. And this also makes me curious a little bit. I'm hoping this has something to do with the Halloween event coming soon, and that it has to do with trick-or-treating or something like that. I don't think it would just be for this challenge, so hopefully we do see something like that, but I'm getting a little bit off track. After that, you can run around to some of the other houses, try and ring those if you know somebody's in there. Try and listen for their footsteps as well. That'll give you a clue if they're inside of the houses, but honestly, you can probably get this done in about 2 games, so shouldn't be that hard. Keeping it going here though with the next challenge, and that is an interesting one that can also be tough, but it is the eliminate opponents at runes. So this one may or may not change on like how many eliminations you have to get at runes, but in general, you're gonna have to get get eliminations at ruins. I know, guys, pretty obvious there. But there's still tips that I can give you guys in order to get these challenges done. Now, what's interesting about this one is it's not like a named location elimination challenge. And that's pretty important, guys, because this leads me into my first tip, which is if you want to get this challenge done, definitely do it as soon as you can, like this week for sure, because not a ton of people drop at these ruins. So if you wait a week and everybody gets done with their challenge and they stop really going to the ruins after the start of the match, you're going to have a tougher time getting those eliminations. So make sure to do that. Also do solo because it's easier to get eliminations there, and that's where everybody's going to be doing it. It's going to be pretty busy. And I can also recommend just drop at the first ruin that's closest to the bus at the start of the game. Again, that's where everybody else is mainly going to be going, so if you can get there quick and actually probably go somewhere near the ruin to get some weapons, because everybody's going to be going for the chests in the center, and sometimes they don't even spawn there. So make sure you have a weapon and then run in and, you know, finish some people off that maybe only have their pickaxes out, and you should be able to get this one done. But let's move on to one of the very important challenges for this week, and it is the bonus challenge for this week. That is right, it is the one that you get on top of the 7 weekly challenges and unlocks you a special banner that you can use in your locker. But yes, we know the location thanks to 2 epic buddies on Twitter, so thanks to them for the info on the loading screen and stuff like that. And again, if you guys happen to know if this also gets you a free tier, leave a comment down below, because I wasn't able to test it with the last one, unfortunately, but I'm still curious to see if it does get you a free tier. But either way, you get a cool banner out of it, so might as well go after it. So yeah, guys, if you're new to these loading screen challenges, for these you do have to go to a specific location for the banner or star to show up, but there's one important thing that you need to know first, and that is that you need to complete the week 4 challenges for the week 4 banner to show up on the map. If you still have like 1 or 2 challenges that aren't done for this week and you try to get the banner, it simply won't show up on the map. So make sure you have all 7 of your challenges, and that will make it so that you can grab this banner in game. But once you have all of those done, you're going to want to jump into a game. Doesn't matter what game mode, probably solo is the best, but either way, once you get into a game, you want to head over to Junciton. The banner isn't in like Junciton itself, but it is instead on top of this giant metal llama, apparently. So where it appears to show up is actually on the back of the llama. I'm not like 100% sure of the exact location, just that it should be somewhere up here. So, you know, check the very top, then over towards this slant as well. But it should be somewhere up here, and at the very least, maybe inside, but that wouldn't really make sense to me. So yeah, for some reason it isn't here. Definitely check the pinned comment down below. I'll update you guys if Epic Games decides to change it for whatever reason, but I really don't think they will. So be sure to go here and get your free banner. As for the next challenge I want to go over, guys, this one is super duper easy, honestly, and the only trick to it is finding the specific item that you need to use. So I think you guys know which one I'm talking about here, the use a porta-fort challenge. Now what's interesting about this one is I'm not 100% sure if it includes the porta-fortress, but as of right now, definitely porta-fort is the one you want to be looking for, and I think there's even been some issues with the porta-fortress, so we'll have to see about that. But the porta-fort, mainly try and find one of these. Now the best way to go about finding them is obviously to just jump into a game and maybe try to find one when you're going for the other challenges as well. Honestly, you're going to run into a little bit of RNG here, but I mean, check chests, even check vending machines. If you find a blue vending machine, you might be able to find a porta-fort in it. Check those main ones. You don't usually find them on the ground. I don't know if I've even ever seen one there, but I mean, on top of that, you can try and get loot from other players. I don't think 50v50 will be alive, so unfortunately, you probably won't be able to do that, or at least they said they're removing soaring. Maybe there will be a different variant, but either way, just try to find one when you're doing some of the other challenges and be sure to throw it, and that's how you get this one done. Now, following that one, we have the land at different location stages, which I'm not really going to give you any tips besides reminding you guys that when you're doing this, also do the one where you look for ammo boxes, because then you can do 2 challenges essentially at the same time. And on top of that, I believe this one should be around 5 locations if it's similar to the one we've had before. So that's 5 ammo boxes right off the bat, and who doesn't love trying to knock out 2 challenges at once? I know I definitely do, so be sure to use that trick. But moving on to the next one here, we have got to go through the shooting gallery locations and how to hit all of the targets. Now real quick, before we get into this one, if you guys haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I post these guides every single week, a day before the challenges are even up. So if you want to see those, the best way to know about them is to be subscribed and have notifications turned on. And we're getting so close to 1 million subscribers, so hopefully we get there soon. But getting back into the challenge, yes, the shooting gallery challenge. This one is very similar to the clay pigeons challenge that we had last season, where you had to go around the map and find these little mini games with the clay pigeons and you would fire at them. It's very similar to that, but instead it is with these targets that you can see right here, and you have to hit a bunch of the targets at different locations of these around the map. So yeah, again, this is what they look like. This example is one in front of Dusty Divot next to this truck, but you've got a scoreboard, a sign so you know where it is, and then this little plate you have to stand on top of. Once you stand on that, look over for some of these targets to start popping up, and you're going to want to have like an AR or something like that so you can fire at them in order to start working on this challenge. But let's get into it with the rest of these locations here. I've got 5 more to go through, and also a bunch of these are credit to these people that you can see on screen, so big thanks to them for helping find a bunch of them. But like this next one here is up near Risky Reels, or a little bit to the east of it, as you can see right here on the map. But this one is pretty easy, so I definitely do recommend that one. On top of that, there's also one nearby inside of Wailing Woods on the east side, as you can see right here. This one's a little bit more tough because you can't really see where they're going to pop up. But hey, if you want to try and get 2 done in one match, you might as well stop off at this one and try and hit some targets. After that though, you've also got one near the Gus racetrack, or not really like super close, but as you can see, it's on top of this hill, this little mountain, whatever you want to call it. And this one's pretty easy as well. It's a little bit more unique than the others, but you know, you should be able to get it done fairly easily. After that then though, there's one just outside of the Vikings Village, as you can see, and this one is pretty simple as well because they're all like downhill. And then for the final one that I want to show to you guys, this one is north of Pleasant Park, sort of like in between Pleasant and Junction, and it's another good one to go after, so just go over there and get this challenge done. But yeah guys, moving on to the final challenge of this video. This isn't that hard of one, but it's dance at different location stages, and I mean, that's pretty obvious. You have to dance at the different locations, which just means you use your emote, so really shouldn't be that tough. Just keep going from one location to the next. You may have to just do it in separate games, so make sure when you do complete one and use an emote at a location, you either win the game, or if you happen to get eliminated when you get into a battle with somebody, for it to count, just don't click leave the match from the start menu. It will not count if you do that. But anyways guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. On top of that, you can check out the previous week 3 guide on the left, and then on the right, all of the info about the new cube event that is most likely going to be happening soon. But other than that guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.